In a recent video about Louis Dedon, I ended with a small tidbit regarding Patty Dellorusso believing he was Louis's partner, when clearly anyone who knows Louis also knows who his partner was. I'll be sharing a story told to me by Patty, which fully displays his character, but I'll let you be the judge of that. According to Patty, when he came home from serving his sentence, Louis sent him a message for him to come to a restaurant. And because he was still on paper, parole, Patty had his wife accompany him. When he arrived at the restaurant, Louis was with Joe Caridi and Johnny Sideburns. At the time, Louis was the acting boss, Joe was his consigliere, and Sideburns was the acting captain of the Brooklyn crew. Louis pulled Patty to the side and explained that he wanted to introduce him to Joe and Sideburns. Again, according to Patty, he questioned Louis and wanted to know who these guys were and where did they come from. And then he told Louis that he didn't want to meet them. Let me put this into perspective. First and foremost, years ago, Patty was an associate of Louis and someone Louis proposed for membership. So the only reason Patty was a member of the family was because of Louis. Keep in mind, at the time, Louis was no longer a captain, but the acting boss of the family. If we go by Patty's version, you have the acting boss telling him that he wants to introduce him to the consigliere, who's also a member of the administration, and an acting captain in the family. So here's Patty, just a soldier, who not only questions their existence, but tells Louis that he's refusing to meet them. In layman's terms, that would not only mean that Patty's disrespecting a consigliere and an acting captain, but the acting boss of a family. Of course, after hearing this, I had to ask him if he ultimately was introduced to Joe and Sideburns. Patty being Patty, he shrugged and said, "Yeah, I said a quick hello. I really didn't want to meet either of them. Who are these guys? I never met them before. They were never around." Now, I wasn't there that day, but let me tell you what I think happened. Reality. Louis told Patty he wanted to introduce him to Joe, a consigliere, and Sideburns, an acting captain. And in Patty's mind, jealousy kicked in. He figured he just did X amount of years in prison, comes home and is still a soldier in the family, and now he's meeting two guys he's never seen before who have positions. Which to some extent is understandable, but that's how that life goes. So while these thoughts and emotions are happening within Patty, he kept quiet and was introduced to Joe and Sideburns. That's what I believe happened. But the way Patty explained what transpired was typical Patty, Patty's world.